from Africa. A wonderful speech.
So
Greetings.
should I give you the introduction first?
Oh, you want to introduce me? Go ahead. You introduce me.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to introduce me.
All right.
Notice he's not having any notes for him, but I have notes for me.
Oh, yeah. It's all up in here. All right, gentlemen, thank you for coming. And this is a big night. We didn't get a lot of people, but that's besides the point. It doesn't stop us from moving forward. We have our goals. We know exactly what we are doing, and we have the right strategy to take us where we want to get to. I'm Ostilo, and I'm the campaign director for this awesome campaign for the gentleman here, Ted Crisell, running for the governor of California. That's the governor of California 2018, and we are going to win it. And like my friend here gave me his business card, and it says on there, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. That's an ancient Chinese saying, and you've just witnessed the first step here. In fact, this is the second step. We went to Palmdale last week.
Palmdale.
Yes. We were invited. It didn't turn out very well because first of all, we get there. The man who invited us shows up a minute before the event is over. They didn't give us no drinks. We had to go buy our own food. And this gentleman, he walks in there, he shakes a few hands, and he goes right to sit at the bar with his wife. That's the kind of reception we got. But that's all right.
We raised money in Palmdale. Our first money. $1.
We met with a group of realtors, the North Group.
None of them gave us money.
None of that, we didn't get a single penny out of them. This boy is still in school. He gave us this.
18 years of age.
He's 18 years old, and this is our first campaign dollar. So this is our first step. Our journey has begun. Gentlemen, the entire world, welcome Mr. Ted Crisell.
Okay, here we go. I hear a lot of beautiful children, and they're our audience also, so here we go. And this campaign is about the children, and about so many that are homeless and going to bed hungry in the great state of California. Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and I notice all gentlemen, other than the children out there that are girls. I welcome you to the most, according to my campaign manager, inspiring, hopeful, and sincere governor's campaign of all time in the history of these awesome 50 United States of America. My message is one filled with annotations that will usher in a breath of fresh air across the breadth and length of the California Golden State. And before I proceed, I give all the honor and praises to the Almighty God for affording me this tremendous opportunity, and for all the people of California whom I'll interact with on this magnificent journey. I want you to know I was born and raised in California.
Yes.
This is my great state. I love this state. I grew up in this state when it was so simple and so sweet and so clean, not with homeless, not with starving, and not with hungry people. This state has changed, and changed drastically. I promise to deliver our state from the political trash, the trash can which our politics has found itself spiraling into at alarming levels. And I'm convinced that the strategies which I will deploy as governor of California will ricochet across the entire nation that we are privileged to call the home of the brave. Who is Ted Crisell? I hear that question circulating the BuzzFeed. I introduce myself and they go, "You're running for what? Governor of California? Who are you?" Well, I am that guy, Ted Crisell. Well, this is the same question that was asked in jest when Jimmy Carter announced his candidacy. I remember first meeting Governor Carter. I met him. He was carrying his own suit bag over his shoulder. I picked him up at the airport and he was traveling alone. I was a state finance chairman with the Democratic Party, and just remember, looks are deceiving. And just because I'm not following Justin Timberlake's advice to put on a suit and tie, folks, don't let this simpleton's attire deceive you. Problems and real bread and butter issues that affect all Californians and the citizens of this country are not solved by a suit or by a tie. My fight is to make California #1 in education, #1 in the highest paying jobs, because I think we can bring a lot more jobs to California. Is that a Republican or Democratic issue? More jobs? I don't think so. I think a lot of these issues we say, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, if somebody's hungry, dying, homeless in the street, is that Republican or Democrat, conservative, liberal? Let's feed that person, let's help them. They're mentally ill, they're crazy in our streets. Let's help them out. So healthcare, that's a big issue. Healthcare, we must be the beacon in the United States. California is a country unto itself. The amount of income, the amount of people. Well, the outside world, we must show them that we have a modernized and reliable transportation system, affordable housing for all our citizens, the end of homelessness. Can we end homelessness? I was talking to a woman, oh, you can't end it. Well, if John Fitzgerald Kennedy can say, we're sending a man to the moon, with a will, there's a way. If we say we're gonna end homelessness, we're gonna do it in the next 24 months, we can do it. There's enough housing. We need to take care of people. We need social workers. We need to house and take care of people that are insane and crazy and hungry on our streets. We can do it in this great state of California. We can create the strongest economy in the world. Everything can be done, but we need to do it together, not just one man, not just one person. It takes hard work, smart thinking, and common sense with pragmatic strategies to fix the issues in hand. I have traveled the world. I've been around the globe 5 times. I've been in 74 countries. I was a Rotary Scholar, Rotary Foundation Fellow to India. I loved India. Been all over that country. I've been across Asia, been across India, been across South America, been across Africa. I've seen the homeless, the hungry, the dying in other countries, and we have it right here in our streets in California. I remember being in a restaurant here in Los Angeles on Santa Monica Boulevard. A man walked in the door, barefoot, smelled terrible. Both his hands were missing. One of his eyes was missing. He could hardly talk. I gave the girl who runs the restaurant $20 to help feed the man. She wanted to toss him out, and I said, give him the rest of the change. That's what we have here in Los Angeles, in the shadows of Beverly Hills and Brentwood. Very wealthy people, billionaires, multimillionaires. They've worked hard to make their money. I want them to make a lot more money. I want them to be very successful, but I want them to care, give back, and help. And I want a state that cares, a government that cares. So I've been in a lot of countries. I've seen, my heart has been broken to see the homeless and the dying in other countries, but also to see them here in California. I'm not blind. We cannot be blind to the quagmire posed by all the problems we have. By the transportation problems in Compton, the gridlock in Brentwood, the nightmare of the 101 and the 405, among others. From Alameda County, Alpine, Butte County, Calaveras, everything in between, Humberto, Inyo, Kern, Mariposa, Modoc, Sacramento, City and County, San Francisco, Yolo, Trinity, Yuba County. I'm coming to shake things up with your help. I spend sleepless nights, my mind seized by the grind that folks are facing daily. I feel the pangs of pain as mothers and fathers battle with life and death decisions on whether to buy bus tokens to go back to work or buy milk for their kids, for their cereal. I feel tormented to see single mothers juggle babysitting, janitorial jobs, and assistant nursing jobs just to keep Southern Cal Gas from terminating their supply, or the DWP threatening to shut off their lights over an outstanding bill. I ride the buses and trains in Los Angeles, and I see people that are hungry on those buses and trains. I have been to India as a Rotary Scholar, as I said earlier. I have met with Mother Teresa in Calcutta in 1970. I lived and breathed poverty up close and personal. I'm not going to stand here and smile in your face and lie that I'll fix everything. I can't fix everything. Even Jesus Christ cannot fix the human issues all by himself. This is a relay job, and that's the reasoning behind the term limits. There have been some kick-ass governors before me, and certainly more will follow long after we have all gone to meet our Maker. As I prepare to occupy the office, the suite 1173 at the state capitol of Sacramento, I would like to pause for a moment and pay homage to the ones that came before me, from Governor Brown to Reagan and beyond, regardless of the job they delivered. We can all build on what was done by our predecessors, no matter what job we take on. As I mentioned before, I don't possess the proverbial magic bullet to fix all the state's issues, but like 50 Cent said, I will surely die trying. While I anticipate earning the people's mandate to run their affairs, I definitely promise to make policy decisions, not just fat with fluff, but real substance, with the knowledge that this is not an embryo editing job, which has no oversight, but real people's lives. We're not talking of creating a Picasso painting and try to be clever and manipulate the California canvas with cheap, fake political rhetoric. This job requires some heavy lifting, and my team and I are convinced we have what it takes to lead the state to its glory days of old. You're all invited to be part of this team. I'm a very viable candidate and proven problem solver, but the bottom line is that it's not all about me, but for we the people. For we the people. I have the brains, the muscle, and passion to truly lead from the front, and if I had any gain of doubt about it, why would I have even bothered entering the race in the first place? To all my competitors, yes, there are some with millions of dollars already in their campaigns, in their campaign coffers. Millions of competitors, millions of dollars, they're vying for this position. May the spirit of goodwill and well-intended campaigns reign throughout this arduous journey up to Election Day. I need your help, and I need your support. I urge you to listen closely to the problems and solutions presented by the candidates, whether they be conservative or liberal, as they campaign for this office and they lure you into a bait and switch. We have problems in the state, and they can be solved. They are solvable. We can have more and improved housing. We can have low-income housing. We can solve the water problem. We have plenty of land to develop new housing on. My campaign aims to tackle the tax issues, which have seen businesses scuttle away like pigeons hightailing it from a wild cat. I promise to deal with discrimination of any kind with a firm hand, tackle the legalization of marijuana, lack of adequate kindergarten seats, gay rights, gun violence, equal pay, overtime pay, labor disputes, fracking, minimum wage disparities, creating more sources of water, tackle the environmental protection issues, Silicon Valley issues, soil erosion eating our coastlines, the high-speed rail issue, and the whole 9 yards of issues affecting us as Californians. Together, we can solve these problems. What's holding us back? Well, back to the looks of a candidate. What is a candidate supposed to look like? Justin Timberlake says you've got to have a suit and tie. Well, let me tell you a little story which led us to the French Revolution. King Louis decided to introduce a new taxation system and reduce the privileges for the masses. Now, this led to the paralysis of the French economy and subsequent bankruptcy. As we all know, the king had a scorching hot better half who was thought not to really give a toot about the masses, such as she uttered "qu'il manège de la brioche" as a stopgap measure to save the people from starvation due to the severe drought afflicting France at the time. This, she said, despite the fact that the ordinary people could not afford to buy the brioche. Thus, a thief went into a store and stole some brioche. Dressed elegantly in a suit and tie, the poor fellow had no money, and he admitted that he had stolen some wine as well and needed some bread to go with it. I'm not here to implement band-aid measures and engage in stopgap politics. We can't afford to see our movie jobs and any other jobs leave en masse because of being an austerity-type tax regime. We need to help businesses in the state of California. Is that a Republican issue? Is it a Democratic issue? Liberal or conservative? I think it's smart business. We need to build business in California. We need proper growth and expansion. We cannot stop, and at the same time we must protect our environment. We need whole new cities in California. For the builders of California, let's go out to the desert. Let's bring inland rivers. We have 850 miles coastline of water. It has problems, it has salt. The environmentalists say, do not build desalination plants on our coast. Well, they're built around Israel, they're built around Dubai. Can't we have them maybe inland by the Salton Sea? Can't we have lakes of salt water and lakes of clear water? Can't we have new cities? Who's creating this? Who's creating the super train? Who's creating electric cars? We must have a government support these programs. This is an arduous and daunting task, no matter which way you slice it. I'm going to go up and down the state in a little camper RV, 483 cities, 58 counties. I want you to join me. We're talking about maybe making a mini-series, a documentary, a film about a campaign that's going to be unique and different, like the old days when the guys used to stand in the back of trains and go to small towns. I am that candidate with not millions of dollars for the campaign. I'm banking on the trust and confidence, goodwill and cooperation of all the stakeholders, Republican and Democrat, independent alike, to deliver the goods. For me, the human element is paramount to my aspirations, to us, we the people. This is navigated by an undying yearning to lead the state with great stewardship, intellect, unbiased political will, as well as spiritual, cardinal values. I heard someone say politics stands in the way, but I beg to differ. I want to share with you my personal feelings. This is a great speech written by my campaign director. But from my heart to your heart, I want to share with you why I'm doing this. This is my last campaign. I ran for Congress in 1970. I was backed by wonderful people like Kathleen Kennedy, Townsend, Al Gore, former Vice President of the United States, backed my campaign. Former Governor of California, Gray Davis, backed my campaign. I ran for Congress. I stated the issues, but I lost to a long-time conservative Republican, Dana Rohrabacher, a bit of a radical conservative Republican. But I stated the issues. The man would not come out and debate me. We had one debate at Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa. He showed up. He showed up late, left early, and he was booed. There was no press, there was no coverage, no television, no radio. That was the campaign in Orange County. Well, I'm campaigning once again. It'll be my final campaign for Governor of California, and I'm asking for your help. We're going to go across the internet. We're going to go across social media. We're looking for $1, $2, $5, so we can wage a campaign. We're not looking for the billionaires, the multimillionaires. It's you out there. We're asking for your help. I learned a poem a long time ago. It was taught to me by my mother, and I gave a lot of speeches as a kid, and I want to share that in closing. It goes like this: not gold, but only people can make a nation great and strong. People who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. Brave men and women who stand fast. They are the ones that build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. California's a great state. I was born and raised in this great state. I remember growing up when we were able to rent a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house for $150 a month. My dad, who became a CPA, made $1,000 a month. That was my aspiration, to make $1,000 a month. We were able to live well on that. Walk to school. My mother didn't have to work. Look at today. You can't buy a house in California. You can't pay your student loans. We need to make a change. I am that change. If you'll vote for me, if you'll help me, we can change this great state of California. I do not represent big oil in this state. I do not represent big pharma. I represent you. Give me a chance to represent you, to be a servant. That's what a governor should be, a public servant. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Please bring your friends on board. God bless. Okay, well, I didn't give you the finish. That was his finish, but